I cut 6 inches off of my hair impulsively yesterday, so just tell me it looks good in the comments. I'm actually thinking about cutting it a little bit more, but we'll see. Anyways, hello, welcome to Dishing Delights. My name is Jenica, and today I'm going to share with you another shelf-stable meals video. The last time I did this video, you guys really liked it, and so I decided that I'm going to make this into like a little series, because honestly it's just really easy to do meals like this because I already have a very well-stocked pantry. I'll link the video that I did previously down below, that way you can kind of reference it a little bit. But in the last few weeks, there's been a lot of natural disasters. We've had hurricanes. I know that there's been flooding in some areas. I know even in our area in the Midwest, we've had a lot of storms. We've had some high winds. There's been a few storms that have caused power outages where people are out of power for a few days. So these are just all meals that you can keep in your pantry, and as long as you have a single burner, like a camp stove or a rocket stove, or maybe you are a college student and you just are learning how to cook, and you just need cheap, basic ingredients to make meals to keep yourself fed. I completely understand that. When I say shelf-stable meals, I mean meals that you can just grab from your cabinet. There's no refrigerated ingredients. These are just like shelf-stable staples that you can create from. I know that there's a lot of college students out there, and maybe you are thinking about making a gift basket with like 4 or 5 meals in it, and you want to make sure that they're going to eat it and it's not going to go bad. Just pull some shelf-stable meals together, send it in a box, and then they can create from there. So these are meals that are made with ingredients that I always have in my pantry. Now I do have a very well-stocked pantry. I will link the video that I did before down below. That way you can kind of get an idea of what I have on hand. These are also all meals that can be made on the stovetop or a camp stove or a rocket stove. I also got asked on the last video what I do personally for water. We are sitting on a well. We also have a fresh water source, that's hard to say, fresh water source on our property if an emergency happens. We do have lifetime filtration systems, so I store very little water, as in like keeping it in our pantry or whatever, because we do drink from the well mostly. But those are some things to keep in mind, is getting yourself a good filtration system and making sure you have a backup water source. I hope to never have to do that, but honestly, you never know these days. The items that I am using are also just great to have on hand in case of a job loss. I know a lot of people have went down to one income, so they're kind of getting used to the lifestyle of having one income, because a lot of families that did go from 2 income to 1 income, they were grabbing something on the way home to feed their family because they just did not have the time. So now that they are having to tighten their budget a little bit, they're having to be more creative in the kitchen, and they're having to learn how to cook and changing their diets in that way. So these are all base recipes that you can kind of build off of if you're just using them every day. So whether it's prepping for a hurricane or prepping for a possible job loss, I hope that you get some great ideas from this video. And also, let me know down below what your go-to meal would be if the power went out and you only had a rocket stove. All right, let's get to it.
Our first meal is a beef and vegetable stew. As you can see, I'm opening up a can of beef chunks, my canned vegetables, my beef bouillon, and my 2 cans of tomato sauce.
Here's my beef chunks. What I'm gonna do to these is I'm just gonna smash them up into bite-sized pieces, or smaller pieces that are easier to pick up. With a spoon. I'm gonna turn this up to a medium heat. Then I'm gonna add in my 2 cans of vegetables, mixed vegetables. If you would like to, you could use like canned corn and a can of green beans or a can of carrots. I love these cans of mixed vegetables. They're very versatile. and then 2 small cans of tomato sauce. You can also use 1 large can. Then I'm gonna take this can, I'm gonna fill it up with water, and I'm gonna add a tablespoon of the beef bouillon. This is a 1/2 teaspoon, and I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of this. Now I'm gonna turn this up to a medium high, and then I'm just gonna let this simmer until it's heated through. Now once this gets up to a boil, I'm gonna add in some pasta. Now I just added 8 ounces of pasta. And once that pasta is cooked through, it's all finished. This would be such an easy meal to take with you camping, because you could cook this on anything. As long as you have some sort of burner or a campfire, you can make this pretty much anywhere. Now obviously you could do the same exact stew with fresh ingredients. And if you wanted to add some cheese, serve it with like a grilled cheese, that would be really good. Or like make homemade biscuits to serve with it. It's almost finished. And now it is finished. And that is what's for dinner. And that is our beef and vegetable stew.
The next meal we are going to make is black beans and Spanish rice. Right here, I'm going to take my can of Rotel, my can of corn, and my black beans, and I'm going to drain my black beans, and then I'm also going to open up my Spanish rice box. I'm going to drain that corn, and I'm going to use that liquid with my rice. And I'm also going to add some more, so it equals 1.5 cups of water. And then I'm just going to take my Rotel, my rice, and my water, and I'm going to bring that to a simmer.
And then once it's cooked through, I'm going to add my corn and black beans, and this is going to be a whole meal. Alright, this has been cooking for 18 minutes, so I just want to check on it, that way it doesn't like get burnt. I'm gonna grab some rice. Perfect. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna add my can of corn and my can of drained black beans, and I'm just going to fold this together. All right, I'm just gonna scoop all of this into the serving dish. And then if your family likes refried beans, I just serve this right along the side. Oh, that sounded disgusting. Just have this on medium heat. Now I'm gonna let that heat up and it's time to serve. All right. So I'm just gonna take a scoop of this and then a scoop of my refried beans. And that is what's for dinner tonight.
The next meal I'm gonna make is just a simple chicken pasta. So for this recipe, I'm gonna add a little bit of oil to a cast iron skillet, and I'm gonna take a tablespoon of Italian seasoning and I'm gonna add that to the pan. And I'm just gonna kind of scrape that around until it's all incorporated. This just accelerates that flavor. And then I'm gonna add in my can of diced tomatoes and just stir it around. Once I have done that, I'm gonna add some garlic powder, some onion powder, some salt and pepper, whatever seasonings that you would like to add. I am now gonna add in that can of tomato sauce. And then lastly, I'm gonna take my can of chicken and I'm gonna add it in and incorporate it. And that is it for the sauce. This is so simple. You can add in anything that you have on hand. Now I'm gonna add in my pasta. I only used 8 ounces of pasta. This is the thick and hearty pasta, so it's a little bit more bite to it. Once the pasta is al dente, I'm just going to take it out and I'm going to add it to the cast iron skillet where the sauce is. And then I'm just going to let it cook with the sauce for like 1 or 2 minutes until it's fully cooked. All 3 of these meals are cooked within less than like 20 minutes, so that's perfect for when you're having a busy night and you just want to get dinner on the table as quickly as possible. And now that the pasta is done, I'm going to serve it up, and that is what's for dinner tonight. Thank you so much for watching today's shelf-stable meals video. I absolutely loved all of these meals and I'm sure your family will too. If you like this video and want to watch more videos like this, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell down below so you can be notified when I upload my next video. See you next time.